Hallo! Idag kommer vi att prata lite om de germanska språken. Mein letztes Video wurde echt ein riesiger Erfolg und das verstehe ich auch. Es war ein gutes Video. So today we will be talking about Germanic languages once more, and I have chosen 4 Germanic languages that I will have to try to understand. Now, I've decided to spice things up a bit this time around, so you guys came with a lot of suggestions of what I could do regarding Germanic languages, and there were so many, so I haven't been able to include every single suggestion in this video, but I've decided to carry some of them out. But you'll have to watch the video to find out which ones. So today we'll be looking at 4 different Germanic languages that I have never studied, starting with Faroese. And we will be reading a text about Faroese, the language.
Faroese is an Indo-European language. Faroese is also a Scandinavian language, which belongs to the West Nordic languages, alongside Icelandic, Norwegian, and the currently extinct Northern. The West Nordic, often just called Nordic, are languages that were spoken in Norway around, not quite certain. Something that the Norsemen, they built the Faroe Islands, right? And yeah, not quite certain about this. From the 9th and up to the 9th century, up until the 1400s.
Now, I don't have Google Translate for this one, so I'll be telling Google Translate that this is a text in Icelandic, and we'll see if Google Translate can come up with a rough translation, and that'll have to be good enough. If any of you speak Faroese, you can tell me if I got it right in the comments. Yes, so the Google Translate translation was absolutely awful. I think I understood most of it. There were a few words in there, but yeah, I got the gist of it. I'm happy enough to call this a success, right? The next language we'll be taking a look at is a language that's been extinct for a very long time. That is to say, it is actually the oldest Germanic language that we have preserved in a reasonable state. I am, of course, talking about Gothic. We have really large chunks of the Bible that have been translated into Gothic, and I'm going to be trying to read the Lord's Prayer in Gothic. Now, this is sort of cheating because it's not an unknown text, right? I know what it's supposed to be, and you probably do as well. So, I think for this one, comparing it to modern Germanic languages is really what's important here. It's very different from modern Germanic languages because it's an East Germanic language, and they are all extinct. And the Gothic Bible translations were written down in the 4th century, so that's a very long time ago.
Just guessing here, but I think this means Swa. I'm trying to read right. Swanu be yaith use, right? So I think that means follow now the message thus, right? I think that's my guess. We'll get a word for word translation in a moment, but that's my guess. Be yaith. It's like Botschaft, right, in German. And then you have atar, unsar, thu in himinam. Now, of course, again, this is not an unknown text, so I'll sort of I know what it is, right? But it's pretty easy to realize which words are which. So this is clearly Father, unsar, our, thu, you, in heaven. Very straightforward if you just speak one Germanic language, I suppose. I think even if you just spoke English, you'd have a clue for some of these words. Maybe not unsar and stuff like that, but I think it's fairly straightforward. Weinai namu thein, right? I don't know if my pronunciation is correct. I'm just guessing, but Weinai. So blessed be your name. I think that would be my guess, right? Namu thein, your name, clearly. Weinai. Well, I'm just guessing from sort of how I remember the Lord's Prayer. Guess we'll look up all the words in a moment. Kimai thui dinasus thains. Right. So come Theou dinasus. Yeah, I'm not certain about this one. Thains, you're something. Thui dinasus. Where will I think. So let be your will, right? Like, this is the imperative, right? Just like, that would be my guess, is like command. Be thy will, right? Swe in himina, ja anna thy, in heaven and on earth, right? Thy, that's earth would be my guess, and himina is heaven. Let's see if I got it right. So we can click word for word. What does swa mean? Swa means after this manner. Okay, thus, right? No, okay, it wasn't therefore. It was. Oh, it was, yeah. Now or therefore, right? Okay, so I got that right. Bithiath, that's gotta be message, right? To pray, okay. It's not a message. To ask to pray. I see. Jus. That means you all, okay. Nominative plural thu. Okay. Right, so this means this was completely wrong. Interesting. Father, very obvious, right? Father, yeah. Unser, ours, yeah. Thu, you, in himinam, in heaven, yeah. We all know that one. Way nigh. Hallowed be, yeah, exactly. Namothane, your name. So we can get a full translation like this. Of all the words. Yeah, so I got the bit by I didn't I guessed wrong there. I didn't know this bit. For the bits I knew what it was very easy to figure out which words meant what. I think if I hadn't known which text this was, I would have figured it out quite quickly. This was very easy. I thought this was easy, but I got it wrong. So there we go. Kimai, that's gotta be come, right? Come to arrive, I see. 3D Nasus, I mean, yeah, kingdom, okay. Thanes, your kingdom, I see. Where thai? Be done, yeah, well, exactly, I got that right. Will I? The will, thanes, yeah. Swe, as, in heaven, also, in earth, yeah. I like this one a lot, earth. That's a cool word.
Well, again, if you speak a modern Germanic language, I think the similarities are very obvious. But if you were to give me a random text in Gothic, I think I'd have a really hard time understanding all of it. The next language we'll be taking a look at is a language you all wanted me to take a look at. I'm of course talking about Dutch. Yeah, this isn't going to be particularly difficult, so let's just jump into it. And we'll be reading a text about the Dutch East India Company.
The United East India Company, or in the current times spelling, and then a different way of spelling it, shortened as VOC 1620 to 1800, was a particular Dutch trading company with a monopoly of the overseas trading between the Republic of the Seven United Netherlands and the place from the east of the Cape of Good Hope to west of the Strait Magellan, right? I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, I seem to understand that quite well. Wasn't too difficult.
Yeah, I got that. There was one false friend in there that I didn't get right, but apart from that, I got everything. It was pretty easy. I have studied a bit of Afrikaans now since my last video, so that makes things a bit easier, but I'm still pretty bad at it. I haven't spent that much time with it. Now, for the final language, I'm going to be taking a look at something that's very close to Dutch. I'm going to be taking a look at Flemish, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to be speaking it with someone. So I got my good friend Seppe, who is originally from Chechnya, but he speaks Flemish as his native language as well. And the first thing I tried was I tried to talk to him in Danish, and he tried to speak to me in Flemish, and we tried to see how well we could understand each other. He's a polyglot as well. He speaks 3 Germanic languages. I've translated everything that I was saying word for word, and I've just given a sort of summary of what he was saying, because there were a few things I probably didn't get right, and to make it more fun. So if you speak any Germanic languages, you can test yourself. You can see if you can understand either of us.
Jeg tror, det er meget sværere for dig at forstå, hvad jeg siger, når jeg taler dansk, end det er for mig at forstå, hvad du siger, når du taler flamsk. Er det ikke det?
Dat het voor mij moeilijker is om Deens te verstaan dan voor u om Vlaams te verstaan.
Ja.
Ja, dus ik denk van wel. Vooral door, ja, omdat jullie, ik weet niet, jullie hebben hele rare tonen en alsof dat jullie zoveel letters inslikken. Gewoon zo keeltonen, precies.
Vi har jo
Dus
stød.
jullie praten zo in uw mond.
Jamen det gør man, det er stød, du kan høre. Så du for eksempel, jeg gav dig eksemplet med hund og hund. Ja, der er flamsk meget nemmere. Det er en meget klar udtale, der er på flamsk, ikke?
Wat is klauw?
Klar.
Klaar, wat?
På flamsk har I en meget klar udtale. Klar.
Ik weet niet wat klaar.
Klar.
Klaar.
Ja.
Wat?
Hvordan kunne du ikke forstå det?
Shit. Oké, ja. Snap het, ja. Jeet.
Nou, det går
Zie,
meget.
daarom weer zo door de uitspraak, dat verwart mij soms. Dan denk ik, heb ik het verstaan of niet? Ik begin aan te twijfelen.
Ja, du tvivler det. Du tvivler på, om du har forstået det.
Ja. Ja, dat is wat ik het toch grappig.
Jeg synes, det er sjovt. Jeg synes, det er sjovt, hvor meget de to sprog minder om hinanden. Jeg synes, det er sjovt, at vi kan forstå hinanden så godt. Altså, okay. Vi har en fordel begge to, fordi du kan 3 germanske sprog. Ikke? Jeg kan 4 germanske sprog plus en begge afrikaans.
Wow, all right. So I think we were able to communicate reasonably well. I think there were a few misunderstandings. I did actually talk to him for about 14 minutes. Now, I spoke to him a bit in English as well. And I'm going to show you how well, I was speaking English and he was speaking Flemish. And I think that went reasonably well as well. I'll show you the results here.
You think the Germans are good at English, do you?
Dat is een goede vraag.
That is a good question, I agree.
Ik vind dat de meeste Duitsers hebben nog wel redelijk Engels. Alleen de meeste hebben een heel erg duidelijk accent. Ik merk altijd heel hard wanneer iemand Duits is of niet. Maar ik vind dat ze praten nog redelijk goed Duits.
Yeah, I think most of them are decent, right? You know, they have an accent and stuff like that, but they get by. Do you think think one of people like in Chechnya? Yeah, you know.
Ja, die Engels is gewoon slecht.
Yeah, I thought so.
Bijna allemaal zijn gewoon redelijk slecht in talen leren in het algemeen.
So last time you went Chechnya, which language did you speak with them?
Checheens.
Really? But you're so bad at it though. How could you communicate with them?
Vroeger niet. Vroeger was ik nog wel. Ik kan een redelijk conversatie houden, toch? Maar het is gewoon... Vroeger was dat perfect en nu is het gewoon scheid. Maar ik kan me nog verstaanbaar maken. Vooral doordat ik nu ook te goede Russisch aan het leren ben en de meeste Tsjetsjenen spreken ook Russisch, dus kan ik mij... Ik kan ermee door.
I'm actually surprised because, you know, when you speak it, you sound really uncertain. So I'm surprised you can actually converse with people.
Ja, ik twijfel heel hard. Maar ik twijfel echt heel hard. Maar ja, het lukt wel, snap je? Vooral omdat als ik in mijn dorp, iedereen kent mij ook nog, dus die helpen mij en die snappen wat ik bedoel, die weten een beetje hoe ik ongeveer ben.
Yeah, they know you, right?
En die kunnen ook nog een beetje Engels. Dus als iets niet lukt, dan kan ik gewoon in het Engels verder.
It's a lot more difficult to listen to a language you don't speak. It's easy to read because the pronunciation is very different, and he speaks quite quickly, of course, and it's not something I'm used to hearing. So it's a lot easier when you're reading because you can do it in your own pace, and the spelling is often sort of a bit easier to figure out. So, but no, again, this just shows how close the Germanic languages actually are. It's a lot harder for me to understand Flemish when listening to it. I mean, reading Dutch was a lot easier than listening to Flemish, but I still think I got by. You know, I definitely got a passing grade, right? I hope you enjoyed this video. Now there are so many other lovely requests, and I'm indeed going to try to do some of those things in a future video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want me to look at more Germanic languages. Have a good one.